Hey, this is Angela.
And I'm in Gaza.
And welcome to our channel again.
Yes.
Today we're going to do things different. We're going to do a little vlog. We're going to go to the city. We're going to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And what are we doing in Gaza?
We're going to go see the Harlem Renaissance Exhibit.
Yeah, so we're going to take you along on the train to the Upper East Side and we're going to have fun.
About to like risk it all.
So in New York, we jaywalk. Red means go. Hey, stupid. The funny thing about tapping is that when we left New York,
yeah, they didn't have that yet.
What year was it?
2019. Yeah, when we left New York.
There was no tapping. Not really. I think there was like one or two maybe in the city.
I don't remember it at all, to be honest.
I don't know. But now, everywhere you go, you can just tap your phone.
I know, it's kind of crazy.
It's just like so convenient.
I remember when we used to have tokens.
Yeah, tokens.
No one uses Metro cards.
No.
I haven't used the Metro card booth since we've been back.
I miss a Metro card because you can know a real New Yorker like by how
quick
they could get through the turnstile. Also reminiscent on remember the Metro cards?
Yeah,
that
with the seven fun pass. It used to be $4, right?
I thought it was $7.
$7 fun pass?
Like a whole day. They don't have that as index anymore.
No.
A monthly Metro card. I don't know if that exists.
It was like 107.
It was worth it too.
Yeah.
Like in the summer, we used to be up
How much
and
is it
down
now?
Manhattan. I don't think there's a little bit of monthly anymore.
We should check. Why is the train crowded at like 9 something in the morning? It's Sunday morning. Where's everybody going?
Okay, so one thing about New York City subways is that it's hot on the platform in the summer. Once you get on the train, it's freezing because the AC is bumping. So you always need to bring a jacket or something.
Yeah, because like if your clothes are wet, like I'm sweating a little bit right now, and like as soon as the wet skin touches the AC, it's like, it gets kind of cold.
That's a tip.
Yeah, you can kind of tell everybody in the platform is low-key hot. Look.
Yeah.
You hot?
Sticky. Not creamy.
Your safety is important to us. Please stand away from the platform edge, especially when trains enter and leave the station.
My bad. Sorry.
What do you do on the train in pastime?
I normally just listen to music
Yeah.
or like think of stuff, work on my calendar.
Mental journaling?
Mental journaling.
I'm gonna read my Kindle. I read or I listen to an audiobook. I used to listen to music back in the day, but I don't know, not anymore as much.
I gotta be smack dab in the middle of a book to be trying to read something like that, so that. Najee's trying to help this lady because she can't find where she's going, and the train, I think the Uptown 6 is not working or something like that, so hopefully she figures it out. But she needed somebody who spoke Spanish, so Najee's holding it down. She's a good Samaritan.
Me quedo en...
No es cerca.
Sí, es lejito. Sí. ¿Cuántas paradas?
Mira, necesitas que coger las 6 otra vez. Uptown.
Ya, y me quedo.
Sí, quedo por 9 estapas.
19 paradas.
19 paradas.
Ya, mija, muchas gracias.
Sí, pero abajo.
Ya, gracias.
Okay.
De nada. Hasta luego. It's a good Samaritan.
Okay, I want to talk about 86th Street because this place is very special to me. Every summer, probably in middle school and in high school, I would come all the way to the Upper East Side and I would take the same stop that we took from Grand Army Plaza to 86th Street. I would take it here and then I would walk here. I think Best Buy was always here, I don't remember. But walk all the way up there and then I would go to Dalton, which is just like WASPy preppy school, doesn't matter, in Upper East Side, and I would have summer classes and all that stuff because I was part of this fellowship for kids who were smart, and then they placed us in private schools, but we had a summer institute here, so very familiar with this area, and I hated coming up here. I still hate it. Yeah, this is the Upper East Side. Gossip Girl. If people don't know Gossip Girl, you know Gossip Girl. So
We're walking past the Best Buy right now. Oh, I'll check it out. I remember during college getting my first credit card with Best Buy. I needed to get a new laptop because back in the day, my HP laptop, I feel like all it had was like a year and a half worth of life in it. That brings back memories when I got my first credit card. My spending limit was $500.
A good old American credit system.
I thought I was rich. This is Park Avenue, right? This is where the rich people live in?
All of them. I wanted to read this really quick blurb about the Harlem Renaissance Exhibit. So I think this is the first time the Met has had an exhibit solely focused on Black artists from this period since like the 1980s. And I heard when they did it, it was like very poorly done. So this is like the first time they're actually going to feature a wide breadth of artists during that period, Black artists during that period in the Harlem Renaissance. It has 160 works of paintings, sculptures, photography, film that explore the new Black cities that took shape in the 1920s and 40s in New York City's Harlem. And what it does, it covers the early decades of the Great Migration, right? Which is when like millions of African Americans left the South and moved up north for better opportunities, a better way of life, to escape Jim Crow. And a lot of them came to Harlem and different neighborhoods all throughout New York City. But Harlem Renaissance, Harlem itself was just like the epitome of Black culture during that period in art and innovation. You have so many greats that came out of that period. A couple of people that people may know of is like Charles Alston, Aaron Douglas, James Van Der Zee. I know his portraits really well. Augustus Savage and Laura Wheeler Waring. Also cool is that a lot of the paintings have come from collections from historically Black universities. So like Howard, Clark, Atlanta, Hampton, which is insane. So
yeah, that's dope.
A very, very big deal. And
today's
exciting. The last day.
Yeah, today's the last day.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to it.
Stolen artifacts.
Stolen. So beautiful. You see this, babe? So we have to go through the elevators to the second floor. The nice gentleman just helped us, gave me my little pamphlet.
Very excited. We just left the Harlem Renaissance.
Yes, we just left the exhibit. It was excellent.
It
I
was
really
really
enjoyed
nice.
it. Today was the last day,
Yeah.
as Najee mentioned, but it was super cool seeing all of the people there, the crowd. Everybody was really into it. Sort
Reading
of
all
kind
the
of,
descriptions.
yeah, waiting at each station and trying to see the photos and stuff. Paintings and sculptors.
I definitely feel like it's not something I could fully absorb in one day.
I think we were just talking about that, like being in a museum in general, it's not easy to just like come in and just take everything in. You have to sort of take your time and
Yeah.
go from exhibit to exhibit.
Yeah.
For me, the main thing that I got was sort of feeling like the struggle has always been there for people of color. Thinking about folks traveling and living abroad is like insane. So quite a few artists moved to France to be sculptors or painters or to express themselves or to become formally trained, or the south of France, wherever they went. It's interesting to see that people of color are always looking for somewhere to go or escape to feel accepted or to be able to express themselves fully. That was really interesting. There was also this picture of a janitor that was a painter. And I'm just thinking about like that dichotomy of, for us, oftentimes feeling like we are working or doing things that we need to do for responsibility that we aren't necessarily passionate about, but to make money off of, and trying to also express ourselves, find space for that in our lives. So it was a pretty straightforward painting, but it was really powerful. I felt that really resonated with me a lot.
Can you think of one more painting or photo that stood out to you? Something else that you took
Yeah.
a photo of?
Well, the first painting I saw was a black man in a white coat. So the first thing that brought me back to was like med school and me thinking about being in the white coat ceremony and like the significance of that. That was quite powerful. To think about folks doing the same thing 100 years ago or over 100 years ago, trying to find their space in medicine or within professional fields and doing things to better themselves or to have opportunities and stuff like that. That was interesting. That stood out to me. What about you? What came across to you as powerful or what stood out?
For the most part, like with art, I really enjoy photography.
Yeah.
So the photographs, I could just like transport myself there and imagine I'm like at this table. There's this photo of Madam C.J. Walker with all these women at her house, imagining what her house looked like, imagining being friends with her at that period, how much fun it was, what did she talk about at the table. Me, I love things that make me feel like I can transport myself back there, and photographs do that for me. There was a sculpture by this woman that I followed a long time ago. I remember, Black woman, she left the US to be a sculptor, and she went to Italy and she trained there and she studied there. And I remember reading about her when I was like in middle school. I just remember feeling like, do that. How did she leave her home and like go somewhere else to be an artist? Like, did she learn Italian? Did she eat pasta all day? Like, did she miss grits? I don't know. Like what was that like for her?
Yeah.
And now that I'm an adult and I understand the complications and the difficulty of being an artist, being a Black artist, just being a woman, what it feels like to leave home for a better life. There's racism everywhere, right? But sometimes just having a change of environment could just be so relieving, and just finding freedom in little pockets in other places. I feel like I'm constantly in a search for that. Like, no place is perfect.
Yeah.
The magazine covers.
Oh, there was
graphic
one
art
from
was beautiful.
There was one that was from September 1924.
The guys couldn't
I'm
believe
like,
it.
that's almost 100 years ago,
Yeah.
like a month and change.
Yeah.
That's just insane. For me also too, going to museums and exhibits, especially about like Black history, it's challenging because like who gets to define that time was like a Renaissance, or how do you define if whether or not we're going through a Renaissance right now? That we're not acknowledging that there's a Renaissance of some sort happening right now, or to see the same struggle that goes on today. But you notice that everyone had the same level of awareness and consciousness. There's a sense of Afrocentrism, there's a sense of trying to fit in and to meet the standard of being a physician or an engineer or a lawyer or a doctor. Challenging to think that people could have been dealing with the same thing that they may not be able to resolve. And will this time ever be defined as a Renaissance of sorts in terms of like our people, or is that it?
Yep.
Is that it? Is it over within that time frame or that time period? So
I think in one of the captions it was like W.E.B. Du Bois. W.E.B. Du Bois.
yeah,
I can't say the name.
W.E.B. Du Bois. Yeah,
W.E.B. He more so championed like being accepted in academia. And then there was another thinker at that time who spoke about connecting to our roots outside of their European aesthetic or European ideals. So that's the tension now, right?
Yeah, that's the tension within our community all the time. I think it exists now as well. So
To be accepted or to like be counterculture, whatever that means, or like.
But it was a really powerful
It was
exhibit.
good. I'm happy we came. Now we're gonna head back home.
Yes, we're out of here. See you in the next one. Peace out. Apples in the Big Apple.
This shit is delicious. This is the best. Like, and And we're taking you to Manhattan with us to the Upper East Side, and we're gonna go to the
MoMA.
No.
We're going to the MoMA.
No, we're going to the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Oh, we're going to the
We're
Metropolitan.
going to the Met.